And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just...
And I have a simple proposition here. I'm here to ask you for your help. Where I come from, you don't get far unless you ask. My name's Joe Biden. I'm a Democratic candidate for the United States Senate. Look me over. If you'd like to see help out, if not both the other way, give me a look.
My opinion is never too late. Little double sound deck. So that's the story, fellas.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Unbelievable. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. 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 Extra sharp. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. Extra sharp. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. Extra sharp. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. Extra sharp. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. Extra sharp. I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat. Extra sharp. I eat. That's what I eat. Extra sharp. I eat extra sharp.
Get your words straight, Jack.
So notice something. I defended him on his bad joke because I have standards and I have principles.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and, you know, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull it together.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
No, seriously, hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Yep.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. 8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives, so this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company.
That the most potent force in the Republican Party is President Trump. We need Trump.
Everybody comes in your grandmother. Everybody comes in your grandmother. Comes in your grandmother. They weren't coming because they couldn't get in. Once they think they can get in, they're coming, and they are coming at levels that you haven't even seen yet. They're coming all over the place. Coming all over the place.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of whatever the fuck you want to call this bullshit. I don't know what's happening, folks. I have no idea. The only thing I know is that there is a dog right next to me. That's the only information I have. Maxie, say hello. Say hello. Look at him. He's so beautiful. I love this dog. Oh my god. Look at it. He's so beautiful. This is the most beautiful dog you've ever seen in your entire life. You've never seen a more beautiful angel. And if you want to say that you have, I'm sorry, but you're lying. You're just a fucking idiot. And honestly, if you even try to say anything of that sort, I will ban you from the stream. But this is a beautiful angel. He's chilling next to me. Hey, Max. I love him. Oh my god. Alright. Hello, folks. Welcome to the broadcast. We got Mila into his house. We got Paladin into his house. We got Raquel, also potentially known as Rachael, into his house. We got Abner into his house. We got Chuck into his house. We got Sal into his house. We got Ali CIA into his house. We got Brian into his house. We got Sarah into his house. We got Bob motherfucking Carr, motherfucking Modi, not to be confused with the Prime Minister of India, into his house. We got Felix Cornelius into his house. We got, that's it. What's freaking poppin'? Look at this dog. He moved. Like, he moved. He was like, I don't want to be next to that freak. Anyway, welcome to the stream, folks. I got a juicy stream for you. There's some juice here. I love juice. I actually don't like juice. I'm not a fan. But anyway, I got some juice. And you know what? I need y'all to retweet this. Like, I've only got one retweet. That's a little ridiculous. So someone give me a retweet on my show post, and then we can get started.
Retweet. That was an opinion of somebody, and that was a retweet. I'll put it out there. People can decide for themselves. I don't take a position.
Don't say howdy to me. Well, howdy, Bob. How's it going? All right. Into his house. Okay. Yep, Sal is the only fan. Everyone else are just here for the fucking experience of viewing, I guess. Alright, folks. I got pockets. These pants have pockets. Check this out. You ever seen such a thing? Pockets on pants? What the fuck? What will they think of next? Alright, folks. So, apparently there have been protests in, I guess this is Los Angeles, by the Wii Spa. Now, this is something I completely missed up until yesterday, and I was checking this out a little bit. But apparently there was this, like, fake hoax bullshit, this, like, fake trans thing that happened at the spa. Some woman just pretended that there were trans people there so that they could film themselves berating someone and harassing someone. And apparently this has been going super viral in right-wing media circles. I missed the whole thing. And then I saw this, and I was like, what the hell? Right, so apparently there have been protests going on, because, like, neo-Nazis went to this spa for some reason. I don't know what these people are doing, but either way, they called the neo-Nazis, and they called the Blue Line Gangster Club, and they just beat the shit out of a bunch of random civilians. And so here's a thread here from Water Spider on Twitter. And this is some pretty incredible stuff. So they called out a bunch of gangsters and thugs to deal with a couple of everyday normal citizens that were protesting the neo-Nazi rally by the Wee Spa. And again, I missed this whole thing. Like, I don't even know what the hell this is. All I saw are people getting shot with beanbags in the fucking chest. So just, hold the phone here. But I'm going to go through this thread from Water Spider here so we can get a decent idea of what's going on.
The southwest corner is going to be occupied by law enforcement officers as our operation area. We're going to close it off. We're going to put tape. And this is going to be an intersection that we will utilize.
Okay. So this is the thing. That's beautiful. Oh my god. See, I love protests. So apparently the Los Angeles Police Department decided to kettle a bunch of people, and then they brought out quote-unquote less lethal munitions, and they arrested a shitload of people, and this is when I saw the thread. So let me keep scrolling. As you can see here, let's just play this clip of So now, again, for those of you that don't know, less lethal quote-unquote munitions are designed with the express purpose that they are not to be used in the fashion that they are used here. Less lethal quote-unquote munitions are designed to be shot at the ground or at people's feet or legs or arms, not point blank from 3 feet away in the chest. There have been people at protests that have been killed by less lethal munitions. There are people at protests that have gotten brain hemorrhages. Their hearts have stopped, Their eyes have been gouged out of their sockets when they've been hit by these less lethal munitions. So it needs to be understood that, again, the Thin Blue Line Gang, it's a terrorist organization, a national criminal syndicate known as the Thin Blue Line Gang, are out there using weapons of mass destruction on American citizens. We need to understand what this is. This is a domestic terror problem. We have a significant amount of sleeper cells trapped within the United States, and they are, again, operating under the criminal syndicate known as law enforcement. The real name is the Thin Blue Line Gang, You need to understand, these people are a danger to society. When you see cops roll in the streets, you should not feel safe. You should feel horrified. You should get out your camera, record them, because who knows who they're going to kill next? Who knows who they're going to shoot? Who knows whose rights they're going to violate? This is a national criminal syndicate that has full power, and they've occupied the United States of America, and they've decided they can do whatever the fuck they want, and they're not going to get charged for it. It's ridiculous. So again, this shit is out of control. And now I don't really know what was going on with the Wee Spa. To my understanding, someone made a video about pretending there was a trans woman there, and then people did an investigation, and it turns out it was a hoax. Do you remember that Jussie Smollett thing? People love to talk about, fake lefty hoax, hate crime. Well, this is the exact opposite of that situation, except even more brazenly ridiculous. And I think it's hilarious that the fact that that is what spawned this whole thing. A right-wing, fucking post-millennial tier, hoax has spawned people getting shot and nearly killed. It's ridiculous. So, apparently, they did this to a couple people, and they kettled a bunch of protesters, and they just did mass arrests. And it was a little ridiculous. And again, this is the United States of America. You are not free. You never will be free. You never were free. Any freedom that you think you had is an illusion, and it doesn't exist. I need you to understand. There is no such thing as freedom. You are not free. You exist at the behest of the government. They can fuck your shit up at any point. They can kill you if they want. They can assault you if they want. And if you try to press charges on them, Like, do you think you live in a free society? You don't. You live in a fascist dictatorship, right? It just so happens that we switch the dictator every 4 years. These people don't give a fuck about you. Donald Trump didn't give a fuck about you. Barack Obama didn't give a fuck about you. Joe Biden certainly doesn't give a fuck about you. If they gave a fuck about you, you wouldn't be in this mess to begin with. So you need to understand you're not going to get saved. There's no such thing as a good president. There's no such thing as a good cop, right? These motherfuckers are out for blood, and it's your blood. It's not their blood. It's your blood that they're willing to sacrifice at the pedestal of capital. And again, this is a full-scale military terrorist occupation. And honestly, can we start begging countries to liberate us? Hey, China, can you liberate us? Venezuela, come on, liberate us. Cuba, liberate us. Like, what's going on here, man? This shit's crazy. I'll even take Russian liberation at this point, because fuck the United States of America. Right in the asshole. Like, I'm just, like, seriously, it's ridiculous. This is the world that we live in, and people really need to understand that. There's a fucking dog right behind me. I don't know if you can hear that. Incredible. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic day. Max is an itchy doggy. So next up in All Cops Are Bastards, check this out. The case of the mugshot with the missing tattoos concludes on hopeful note. It's like hitting the lottery. What? Portland police altered the mugshot photo of a bank robbery suspect, painting over all his tattoos before showing them to tellers for identification, but never documented the changes in their reports. The attorney argued for a sentence of time served for the convicted serial bank robber with a lengthy criminal record. She urged the judge to consider the defendant's progress while on release over the last 3 years and not simply his extensive rap sheet. She noted the man has the potential to steer others in Portland away from a life of gangs, drugs, and crime. What the fuck is this article? She also stressed it would be too risky for the government to present the charges to a jury because the prosecution relied solely on eyewitness testimony. This was the case that gained national notoriety after police manipulated the defendant's mugshot to remove his tattoos to more closely resemble the holdup suspect. And the lawyer arguing all of this before a federal judge, to the surprise of most everyone in the courtroom, an assistant U.S. attorney overseeing the prosecution of Tyrone Lamont Allen. Allen's supporters looked on in stunned silence from the public gallery before the judge allowed the 52-year-old man to walk with no prison time. It's like hitting the lottery. You never see this happen with a black man in this kind of lengthy criminal record, said Michael Fesser, who grew up with Allen and had his own well-known history with Oregon's justice system. Again, justice system. All these fucking words that they use. Justice system? Right? This is a justice system? Photoshopping someone so that they can be misidentified, that's a justice system? The Thin Blue Line gang of military terrorist occupiers is not, in any capacity, even remotely related to a justice system. For the past year, Allen has worked with Fesser's program called Going Home 2 to help men after they get out of prison. There's no words for it, said Herman Green, a local pastor and newly elected Portland school board member. Maybe, just maybe, the system is about to change. People have been saying that for fucking hundreds of years. I guarantee you it's not going to change anytime soon. Allen pleaded guilty to 4 bank and credit union heists that occurred in less than a week, 1 each on April 3rd and 4th, and 2 on April 7th, 2017. He wore hooded sweatshirts, glasses, and ball caps to obscure his appearance and covered up his distinctive facial tattoos, according to prosecutors. He approached tellers, demanded money, and threatened that he had a gun, they said. Bank robbery counts, blah, blah, blah. Time served as a stunning outcome, blah, 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 blah. I just want to, again, I don't care. Why would someone rob a bank? Probably because they've got financial issues. Why do they have financial issues? Because we live in a capitalist dystopian hellhole. Right, now again, do I endorse robbing a bank? No. But, that being said, I don't really care if someone robs a bank. What I care about is the state doing criminal acts to try to get convictions. This is criminal. Photoshopping someone's face to try to make it easier to get them convicted, that is criminal. That is not justice. It isn't. I'm sorry, it's not. Like, now, if you want to provide, let's say, both of these photos and say that, well, the suspect was covering tattoos, so we made it look, that's one thing. But if you're just going to show one version of the photo and not the full story, again, I'm sorry, but it's just indicative of what else have they been doing. How many other times have they photoshopped people's faces? If this is just in their toolbox, their array of tools that they use, right? Oh, how do we get this conviction? We'll Photoshop that one. We'll do that one. We'll do that. We'll plant drugs on that one. Right? Like, again, you need to understand, this behavior should not be tolerated in a justice system. In a justice system. This isn't like fucking Timmy in 4th grade learning how to use Photoshop and trying to, like, you know, set up their friend to be the someone who stole the caramel apple off of the teacher's desk. That's not what this is. This is someone facing real jail time. Sure, they may have done things that should be criminal. Maybe. All right. But this is not how you achieve justice. Because, again, we live in a society where if you fuck with a court case, you're not going to get justice. Right? If what they did was so criminal and so easily convictable, why go across this line to fuck up the case? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So I don't give a shit. Robbing banks, whatever. Did he kill anyone? If not, I don't give a shit. That's just my perspective. What I care about here is how police engage in these prosecutions. The relationship between the police and the district attorneys and the prosecutors that try these cases, right? How many of the DAs and prosecutors and all these other lawyers know that the police are falsifying records and making these changes, making these illegal changes to people's records and to the evidence and you know all that kind of stuff? Who knows the extent of their relationship? Because when this stuff comes out, it's like roaches. You see one, there has to be 75. Because why else would you see one if they're not trying to run away from the other 75 of them, right? If you see this one case, this is indicative of probably thousands and thousands of similar situations where they just didn't get caught. And this is why we need a full audit of all law enforcement agencies. Again, the Thin Blue Line Sleeper Cell terror organization has been running rampant for fucking hundreds of years. Again, they started off as slave patrols. These are organizations that used to catch slaves and return them to enslave, I don't need, again, you need to understand the history of law enforcement is just horrible, right? And it's a through line. It has not gotten any less horrible, right? You need to understand. It has not gotten less horrible. It's just their propaganda skills have gotten better. Right? They've gotten better at convincing people that they're not slave patrols. Again, the 13th Amendment specifically has an exemption for those that are found guilty of felony convictions. Why? Then, did all of a sudden they start changing the law so everything and anything is a felony conviction? Also, look at the drug war. Again, the drug war, the Controlled Substances Act, was initially started by the Nixon administration, quote, to target the blacks and the hippies. Why would they want to do that? Because they know that they can cull the population of undesirables by criminalizing certain behaviors that certain groups are more likely to engage in. And then again, law enforcement is selective. I've walked down the street smoking weed all the damn time. Cops have seen me, they've acknowledged that I'm smoking weed, and they've done nothing. Whereas black people going down the street, if they're smoking weed while they're walking home from a rough day at work, right, and a cop sees them, they will be waking up in a jail cell somewhere after getting their shit beaten in. This is a disgusting system here of selective enforcement, right? Enforcement is optional. All enforcement is optional. And you need to understand, when you create a law, who is going to get the brunt of that law? Who is going to have that law enforced on them the hardest? It is the populations that have always been having people spit on them since the inception of this fucking country. And again, we need to just dismantle these terror organizations. Absolutely. They need to go the fuck away. Again, 80% of cops voted for Trump. 40% of cops beat their wives. What? Like, if you look at, like, any of those statistics from actual criminal gangs, right? People like, you know, like whatever criminal gang you want to think of when you think of a gang, right? Do you think 40% of those criminal gangs participants beat their wives? Do you think 80% of them voted for a literal fucking fascist orange man? The police are more violent, they're more hateful, they're more ideologized or whatever the fuck, they're radicalized in their far right white supremacist beliefs than any or other criminal gang, cartel, or whatever organization you want to refer to when you think of criminal organized crime. The biggest criminal syndicate in the world are police departments. Full stop. That's it. That's all you need to know. And again, if the conviction was such a slam dunk, why go the extra mile? Why fuck up the case? It's because they don't care. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the show today. I'm on a little bit of an ACAB beat, as you can probably gather. Alright. ACAB worldwide, absolutely. I'm scrolling through Google News to find anything worth talking about. Statue of Confederate General removed from a Louisiana City Hall. Not bad. I'm getting fucking New Jersey weather now. That's cool. Man, the news fucking sucks. Alright, let's go into the recap. Alright, folks. You know what time it is? Because if not, then, well, I'm going to tell you what time it is. It's time for the motherfucking recap. So yesterday was the 88th straight day of protesting in the city of Elizabeth City in the county of Pasquotank County over the police assassination, the sheriff of Pasquotank County assassination of Andrew Brown. And again, day 88 since April 21st, 2021. This week, we are going to be having our 3-month anniversary. I would like to remind everyone, if you live in anywhere around Elizabeth City and you want to come, Wednesday, July 21st, will be the 3-month anniversary of Andrew Brown's death, and so we're trying to organize a little bit of a larger demonstration for that date. But anyway, we did a relatively short demonstration. I handed the camera off to someone else so that they could get some glamour shots of me. And so this is me with the megaphone. I'm one of the only people that's willing to scream at this point in time. I have unlimited stamina. I can scream forever. By the way, I'm still wearing the same Toy Story shirt, just so you know. That's right, folks. That's right. So either way, we marched up and down Colonial Avenue, where the Black Lives Matter street mural has been painted. And we walked around downtown areas. We took the streets, and we got on the sidewalk a little bit, and then we're like, we'll just stay on the street. And so it was pretty good. We held up traffic downtown for a good amount of time. And again, the protests have been in this stage where it's like, waves. You get a couple days of a huge participation and a couple days of low participation. And it's just kind of been high and low and high and low. And it's super interesting. But we've been getting back to walking marches around the city. And we're also going to be trying to organize more walking marches, longer walking marches, especially as we run up to July 21st, which is in a couple days. So again, if you live in the area of Elizabeth City and you want to come by for a protest, I would recommend Wednesday to do so because that's the day where we're going to need some people. But again, we've been here for 88 days in a row. I have been here every single day. I had another alternative form of protesting than the main group on day 72, but that's a whole different story that I can't go into at this current moment of time, but I will at some later point in time, hopefully September 31st. But anyway, so we, again, taking the streets once again. Diversity of tactics is the main thing that we're trying to implement here. Of the unpredictable nature of protesting, we want people to not know when we're going to appear. We want people to not know how we're going to appear. And we want people to know that we will appear. And we want them to predict that we're going to appear, but predict incorrectly. That's one of the things that we do. How hot was it yesterday? It was pretty fucking hot, I have to say. It was hot as a motherfucking fuck. And that is the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department, that brick building over there. And again, if you compare this to footage, I know the street painting is, very liberal, but if you compare this to the footage of like day 26, it is pretty cool to be walking on the same street that has some sort of, at least some surface level, kind of acknowledgement of our movement. It is a nice gesture, right? But again, we're not going to stop. These motherfuckers thought, we'll paint on the street and then everyone will go home. Come on now. There's no way you actually thought that would happen. But anyway, again, we've had a couple people. We have a good core group of people that show up every day. And then some days we have like 50 people. Some days we have 30 people. And some days we have 10 to 15. Again, we live in a very, very small town. So getting any people out every day is a huge win. Especially people that have work. There are a lot of people here that do work full-time jobs that still come out. We have a bunch of people that, are unemployed. We have some retirees, and we have a whole giant, diverse group of people that you would never think would ever be walking together, and yet we are, and it's incredible. And so again, I just want to say, day 88, folks, it's pretty great. And we're going to be out here. Today will be day 89, and tomorrow will be day 90, and then we're going to have day 100 on July 29th. So if you do want to come and participate in the protest, I would recommend Wednesday, July 21st or Thursday, July 29th. Those would be my recommendations on days to come out and support Elizabeth City if you're in maybe not the area, but if you live like an hour away and you've been thinking about coming out, or those are days that you should come out. And you can always hit me up or whatever for details the day of. Feel free to reach out. But again, this is the world we live in. We protest the government every single day. No breaks, folks. And if you take a break, well, then it better be for your mental or physical health, because you got to show up even better next time. So anyway, thank you all for listening to the recap. Again, I just want to reiterate how proud I am of Elizabeth City and Pasquotank County, and even people in surrounding areas that come out with, we're like kind of on the border of other counties, so people coming out from other counties to support us is amazing. People coming from Virginia to support us is amazing. And the whole thing is just fantastic. And again, I'm super proud of everyone involved. From every level, anyone that's ever marched with us at least one time is a participant in a historical movement. And, it's great, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Joe Biden is not going to show anything to anything to anyone. We are proud of you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. Too bad all the counties around us are Republican and racists. I mean, yeah, but there's a couple good apples. For sure. Do I want to do another semi-funny story? Another semi-funny story? Has there been anyone that's semi-funny today? Yo, look at my toenail. It just came off. Check that out. Holy shit. If anyone wants that toenail, I'll send it in the mail for $10. It's summer. Maybe you need a cute summer dress. I don't do dresses. It's not my style. Protesting in the show is making a difference in a good way. Thank you, Abner. I appreciate that. My shoes? Hold up. Let me get a picture of my shoes. I don't know if I have the picture of my shoes. I'm looking for them. I do not have the picture of my shoes. Needless to say, they're not great. I mean, don't even get me started on Food Lions in Elizabeth City. All throughout the pandemic, I had people like look at me funny for just wearing a mask, and it was incredible. One of the things I would do is whenever I went to the grocery store with someone, I would speak very loudly about how Republicans don't believe in germs and how dumb they are. I remember this one incident where I was at Food Lion, and I said, look at this dumb motherfucker with kids on that doesn't have a mask on, probably endangering his kids' lives, right? And then one of the kids overheard me, because you know how kids have good hearing. And the kid says, Daddy, what's a motherfucker? And then I bolt. I'm out. I'm done. I went into the next aisle. I was like fucking hiding. It was hilarious. I literally do wear Converse shoes. That is factually correct. I don't know what that means, Abner. Brian, don't worry. We're working on all kinds of ideas, buddy. We got you. What? This is seemingly bizarre, so let's give y'all something seemingly bizarre for the last story of the day. Knott's Berry Farm Tower climber in police custody after scaling 300-foot Supreme Scream ride. The man eventually came down safely and was taken to a local hospital for a mental health evaluation. Imagine, it's criminal to climb a fucking giant metal object now. You get sent to the fucking police custody for an involuntary mental health evaluation because you climbed a giant metal pole. Right? Like, what? It's strange. The popular Knott's Berry Farm theme park in Southern California drew a police response Saturday night after a man apparently climbed a more than 300-foot metal tower near the park's Supreme Scream ride, according to reports. The man eventually came down safely, police in Buena Park tweeted shortly after 9 p.m. local time. We got a video. Yeah, that's super cool. This guy's just chilling. That's a crime now? It's a crime to just climb a giant tower and chill? Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, but that's cool as hell. That's awesome. Police previously tweeted around 8 p.m. local time confirming the incident. Please stay out of the area. I don't, like, what? Like, he's not like he had a sniper rifle or something. Like, he's just chilling. He's having a good time. Right? Like, there was no immediate information about the climber's identity or how he managed to climb the metal tower. He probably just climbed up. I mean, like, looking at the tower, it's got this little things you grab onto like a ladder, right? He was taken to a local hospital for a mental health evaluation. The park issued a statement saying at approximately 7:23 p.m., Knott's Berry Farm became aware of a male who had accessed an unauthorized area and climbed the Supreme Scream Tower. Again, we can't climb towers now? Someone was probably like, yo, wouldn't it be cool if we climbed that tower? And this guy was like, damn, that would be pretty epic. And then he did! Like, that, and it was pretty cool. How come you get sent to the fucking hospital and get taken into police custody for just doing something badass? Does that happen if you climb a tree and you don't come down? Last weekend, the outside of the theme park was a scene of a drive-by shooting. Oh, what the fuck? Knott's Berry Farm started as a roadside berry. I don't care. But either way, pretty cool. Shout outs to this guy. And this guy's pretty rad. So I wish the best for him and I hope he's okay. Frickin' you lot. You lot. Yeah, like, this is some fucked shit. If you don't want people climbing the tower, don't make the material look like a ladder. That simple. Alright, folks. I'm going to be wrapping up the stream here, so I hope y'all enjoyed watching. Tomorrow will be Monday, and of course, on Monday I stream at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So, you know, I'll be back to the 10 a.m. slot. Again, weekends, 9 a.m. Weekdays, 10 a.m. So, just throwing that out there. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their life. I'm enjoying my life. I can't even begin to put into words how fantastic my life is. But I hope everyone else is having a good time as well. If anyone is interested, there's a dog Look at that motherfucker. Maxie! Maxie, look at him. Max. Maxie. Let's see, he's making a decision. Maxie! Should I get pets or should I lay down? Max! Alright, he chose to lay down. It's okay. He has free will. I'll let him make his own decisions. Thank you, Andrea, and have a good day, everyone. Peace emoji, heart emoji, dog emoji, elephant emoji. I love elephants. Yeah, Max is not having it. But anyway, folks, I'm going to go feed this motherfucker. I'm going to go walk this motherfucker. I'm going to go water this motherfucker. So, I love to water the dog. Anyway, folks, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And have a wonderful fucking day.
War in American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources.
They felt pretty comfortable after day 2.
I eat extra sharp. That's what I eat.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
Not good. Believe me, not good. They had a very bad original concept. It was carried out poorly, and the cover-up was one of the worst in the history of cover-ups. Very simple. Bad deal, should have never been thought of. Somebody really messed up, and they had the worst cover-up ever. And where it should have stopped is at the deal standpoint when they thought about it. Because whoever thought of that idea, I think is in big trouble.
But I think the juxtaposition to continue for wet ass pussy and for wet ass pussy, and she's got the bucket and the whole thing. And the point is that we get rid of all of these things, and then we say, but the woman with the leaking pussy, the woman with the leaking pussy, and with the leaking pussy, with the leaking pussy, leaking pussy, and the kicking pussy, and the bucket, and the mop, and the whole thing, and the thing, and then we say, woman leaking pussy, and the.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order.